Hey everybody, welcome back to Stratego Freaks for another exciting and educational video. This is a match between me and Sekertzis, very strong player, usually in the top 20, give or take, sometimes higher, sometimes lower, but a real experienced player, really good. I chose this match because I lose terribly, and it was a game, in my opinion, I should have won. And I got complacent because of the position and the material advantage that I had. And because of that, I just kind of overlooked the sequence that got him to my flag. As you can see, I have an open flag here. And when you have an open flag like this, you've got to make steps during the game to make sure that you've sold it properly as something that it isn't, and you've got to take steps to stop those lottoing situations. So closing off the files are optimum, and just being aware of the situation. I did not do that, and he slipped through the cracks, and he found my flag. But let's take a look and see how he did it, and we can see where I went wrong. And I think that's important when you're playing, is to realize your mistakes. So I'm going to power through this and get us going. Now, if you look at the A through C, you can see my power piece, my gen, and my marshal on this side. And I'm going to sacrifice this major right away to get information, hoping that he hits it with a kernel, or maybe I discover his marshal or general. So I'm going to insta-hit this captain, and sure enough, I find the kernel. Now, I wanted to scout that just to make sure it wasn't a marshal, and this piece coming down, I wasn't quite sure again, because usually, the marshal accompanies the kernel. A lot of times it's a protector. They work pretty well together, so I had to have that on my radar as a possibility. So any of these pieces could be the marshal. But I'm going to be aggressive, and I'm going to come down and figure out. Now, he didn't scout this, which is actually really good. He didn't want to lose that. He decided to save that and scout with the scout, which is great for me, because now I can kind of pin this kernel down and take it from there. Now, he pushes forward, and I'm going to push on him. And I wanted to see if he moved it. If he moves it, great, because then it's definitely dead. If he doesn't, then I need to consider this piece on A9 as a spy, maybe the marshal. Those are both real possibilities. So I wanted to push and see what he did, and he did exactly what I wanted him to do. So I'm going to scoop that up, and now this is effectively trapped and is going to die. Let's keep going. So I get that, and I'm going to come over here and really take a look at this corner, because I want to see what's happening here. He's coming in. Now, this is pretty good. Now, the fact that I discovered his kernel on this side of the board, I'm rethinking these as a marshal location. So my thought is that it's most likely on over here, accompanying this kernel, which makes me feel pretty strong about hitting this major with my gen. I still don't have any spy locations, so I'm not going to risk my marshal, but I am going to hit with the general. And I'm just going to do that. He discovers that bomb, which I don't hate, actually. I'll explain that later. And I'm going to gobble up another piece. So if we look at the boneyard, I got my major back. I'm up a captain, a colonel. This is looking pretty good. So I'm going to do a little bit more poking around. Now, this piece comes down aggressively, and I wasn't quite sure what it was, but it screamed general to me, and I think he came down because he wanted to collect a piece and lotto. Now, once again, my marshal spawned from here, and colonels generally, at least one of them, will be around the marshal. So I think because my marshal was here on C4, he was thinking the D3 could be a kernel, and he wanted to come down before I could defend with my marshal. I believe that was the reasoning there. And he loses his gen on that bomb. That's great for me. And he's out of scouts, so I don't really have to worry about my flag being shot at. and I don't really have to worry about my spy anymore from any like crazy piece shooting down. So let's look at the boneyard. I'm up a colonel, a gen, and a captain. This looks great for me. I do know that when players get desperate, they're going to start to take. And because he found this high bomb here, I think he probably, odds are this wasn't. So Sekertzis is trying to get pieces back, and that's what he does. He takes that piece. And I moved that out of here because I felt like he might go after that. And then he takes another. So now I'm kind of trying to figure out the rest of the board here. Now, I make a terrible mistake here. I don't know why I left my major here. It's just a bad play. I think I spaced out. What I should have done is, now that I got it to the outside file, was bring it straight down and hit a couple of these pieces. Even if I exchange majors, maybe I get a captain, maybe I find the marshal. But leaving it there is just dumb, and I have no idea why he did that. It's stupid. And he takes it, and I wanted to take that to make sure it wasn't a minor, because he did find this, but I wanted to keep this undiscovered. So let's keep going. So I take that, and I kind of brain fart here on a couple of levels, and I'll explain why. He brought this back and he tucked it away, and I forgot, so that's just my bad. So we're kind of moving around, and he's coming back down now that my marshal is out of the way. So he wants to come back down and poke around and see if he can pick up another piece. Now, I put that there, and I take, like, why? I thought it was another minor or something, or maybe the marshal, and I wanted to find it. I know this is a pretty well-placed spy, so discovering a marshal right there would not have been poor. But that it is what it is, so I kind of blew it. Now he comes down and he hits the bomb I wanted him to, and I was hoping for that. When a player's desperate, when they discover a bomb, sometimes they hit the piece right underneath it. So that worked out well. If we look up at the graveyard, 2 colonels, are you kidding me? I'm doing well, and the gen. So things are looking great, and I should be able to block this board off and get the position that I want. Now he's taking, now I get that spy, that's fantastic. And I still don't know. Now this piece is effectively trapped, and I could have taken my time and brought over the colonel to take, or the other colonel. He wouldn't have been able to do anything. And I have I can centralize this spy or run it over if I need to. So I'm looking really good, but I just totally choke. I block off this area here. Now he shows it to me. The right move right now is to bring the spy over, but I don't. I was more concerned about picking up the major to get back that, so I'm really in control, and I'll be able to control the files pretty easily once my marshal is released, and then I can use the marshal to pin down his marshal or possibly exchange, and then have the 2 colonels and the gen to kind of dominate the files, and then I can poke around. I still have another scout, a 7, a couple 7s, and a couple minors to get down and get to that flag. But I do this, and that is just dumb. It really is dumb, because now I've created this way for him to get across, and I've already realized my mistake, and I decide to do that, and I already realize what's about to happen here. He comes in, and there's nothing I can do. He's down material. He's discovered 3 bombs, so he's probably thinking tripod here. He hit this one too, so it's actually 4 bombs. So he's going to come down and look for the flag or just get as many pieces as he can. And I know the game is over here, because he's just going to come across and do that. So what a bummer. You don't get opportunities like this against a player this strong, and for me to choke this is just bad. But the reason I'm showing it to you is because, had I just taken a moment to reassess the position, I could have easily stopped that. and I didn't. So hopefully you'll pick up on that next time you're playing. And if you get in a dominating position and you have an open flag, or even if it's not open, make sure your ducks are in a row. Block off the files, get your spy active, and stop that stuff from happening. So hopefully you guys can utilize this video to attain a victory in your next game. Anyways, guys, have a great day. I'll see you on Strategos, and I'll beat you on there too. Oh yeah, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Talk to you guys soon. Bye now.